Welcome everybody. Happy Monday. If you can't tell by the redness in my face, I am not feeling the greatest today. So here's just a forewarning. I'm going to speed through the astrology and give some time to the cards. It's probably not going to be a whole hour session today. Yeah, not doing the greatest, but I still wanted to let you guys know what's happening with Uranus Retrograde. Elena says, hello, Jackie and everyone. Christine, happy Monday, Jackie and tribe. Hello, Anne. Hi, Azizi. Good morning to all. Good morning, Allison. Melinda, hello. Hi, Lucy. Jackie and Lori says, hello, everyone from southern Wisconsin. Patty, good morning, sending Reiki. Thank you. Fiona, hey friends, sending love and light. Thank you, Lori. This was just an allergy thing that happened yesterday, and it was the whole day, and it's like lingering. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Good morning, Greg. Thank you. Thank you, Azizi. Michelle, hi, Jackie and friends. Really happy to be here with you this morning. Allison, oh, bum. Sorry to see you're not well. We appreciate you showing up. Feel better soon. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Christine's not feeling so great either right now. I wonder if it's Uranus preparing us for his retrograde, just trying to mess up all of our health. I'm just kidding. Thank you. And Rhonda, good morning. Elena just received my new astrology book, The Inner Sky. Excited to get into this topic. You'll have to let me know how that goes. Good morning, Laura. Like I said, I'm just going to speed through this Uranus retrograde today. I'll give you the important details, and then this actually catapulted me to schedule another session, which I don't know if it's posted on Insight Timer yet. I just did it this morning. But on Monday, September 11th, I added a new session that I'm going to do, and I'm going to recap all of the retrogrades that are happening, because we have Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Venus. Venus won't be retrograde. Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, Mercury, Uranus, and Jupiter will be retrograde on September 11th. So I added a session so we could talk all about that. Oh, check that out. Azizi's birthday is September 11th. So yeah, I'll do a whole session about recapping all the retrogrades, because Pluto stationed retrograde on May 1st. So we've been having a lot of retrograde stuff that we haven't checked in on. So join me that day and I'll go in detail. So, hi, Bonnie. Tonight, Uranus is going to station retrograde, and Uranus will be retrograde until January of next year. So the rest of this year, he stations direct on the 27th of January next year. He's stationing retrograde at 23 degrees of Taurus. So if you want to look at your natal chart, find Taurus, and then look towards the last decan of Taurus, the last third. He'll be stationing retrograde at 23 degrees of Taurus. He'll retrograde all the way back to 19 degrees of Taurus. So in all of these months, he moves that slowly. He's only going to move 4 degrees. So if you have any planets or points between 19 and 23 degrees of Taurus, Uranus retrograde will be inviting you to find the revolution within with those planets. If you have any planets or points between 19 and 23 degrees of the fixed signs, so that would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, 19 to 23 degrees of those signs, Uranus will be squaring those planets or points in your chart, so he'll be ushering in some growth through tension. I love tension. And then if you have any planets or points between 19 and 23 degrees of the earth signs, so that would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, 19 to 23 degrees of the earth signs, Uranus will be trining any planets or points between 19 and 23 degrees of the earth signs. So that's going to give you some harmonious energy, a high five across the sky, I got your back kind of energy. So just be aware. It doesn't have to be the end of the world with a Uranus transit, and I'll talk about it. So Uranus is the rebel of the sky. He is the revolutionary. Uranus is the planet that doesn't need to do it anyone else's way. And he is the higher expression of Mercury. So Uranus is the higher mind. And the way that I see Uranus bringing his revolution, it's like he gives us this big change, right? Uranus can feel like the Tower card in astrology, where the rug is pulled out from under your feet, and then suddenly you're on your back and all you can do is look up at the stars. So Uranus, the way that he works, it's like steps 1, 2, and 3 feel preposterous. Like, why would I want this radical change? Everything's different. Nothing looks the same. Why are you doing this to me? But then steps 4 through 10 couldn't have been possible without the rug being pulled out from under your feet at the start. Without the radical changes that Uranus brings, the highest good would not have been possible. So Uranus likes to shake things up, to put it simply, I guess. So when planets station retrograde, they take their energies and they apply them inward. So between now and January, I would not be surprised if you found some radical change within yourself. If you found the revolution within yourself, that in next January, when he stations direct again, that's when you can take that revolutionary energy and do something with it and put it outward. But for now, it's our time to find the revolution within, to sit with any radical changes that may be happening within. This can relate to your mindset, your belief system, as Uranus is the higher mind. So you might be feeling some radical, like, awakening stuff, that you start to believe some stuff that 10 years ago you would have called yourself crazy. But that's okay, because it's ushering you towards the highest good, if that makes sense. So that's the short and sweet explanation I have for Uranus today. Again, I'll go more into detail on the 11th when I do the whole retrograde recap, but I'm going to pull some cards to see how we can best utilize Uranus retrograde. And then I'm going to pull a card from a second deck with another question, and then I'm going to get some rest before my clients today. So Uranus is stationing retrograde in Taurus. He's been in Taurus since 2018, and he'll be in Taurus until 2026. Taurus is an earth sign. So I'm going to use the Sacred Medicine Oracle today to ask, how can we best utilize Uranus's retrograde from today, August 28th, until January 27th, 2024. Is that a new deck? I've been eyeing it. This came from that Hay House subscription box. Probably in March. Yeah, March was when I got this one. Oh, look at that, Carmina. That's very interesting. So you have the sun at 23 degrees of Taurus. So right now Uranus is conjunct your sun, and he's going to retrograde back to Mars at 19 degrees of Taurus in your chart. Sorry, my brain just shut off for a second. I'm trying to picture that whole chart in my vision that I don't have. But Uranus might cause some huge inner changes with how you see yourself, your ego, how you see your inner light, the sun, how you shine into the world, and also how you go about doing it, how you go about achieving it, how you go about creating it with Mars, how you go about acting on things. Interesting. Feel free to send your energy into this deck. Ruth Ann says, yikes, my Mars is at 29 degrees of Taurus, second house. Uranus moves so slow, you don't have to worry about that until 2026. I love it. Christine, January 27th is your birthday. Uranus will be stationing direct on your birthday. Carmina says I can use some interchange big time. So whenever planets, especially the outer planets, when they change direction and they appear to be moving backwards, the planet isn't actually moving backwards. It's an optical illusion. So first, it's the universe giving us an opportunity to use our imagination to then be invited to slow down, right? We're making all this up. We're imagining. The Uranus is not actually moving backwards. It's imagination, which was all about that inner child reading that we did last week. But the planets also need to slow down and grind to a halt before they change direction. So the energies of Uranus can be felt very strongly right now, probably have been for about a week, and will be for probably a week, if not longer. So if things just seem to be like left field, radical, like what the hell is happening? Why is it happening? That could be Uranus just changing direction. Imagination, because the Uranus is not actually moving backwards. So an optical illusion is using your imagination because you're allowing your brain to show you something that's not actually happening. That's what I mean, Laura. Jackie says, good morning, all. Excited to see what the cards could have for me. It was a rough weekend. Well, let's see. So we're asking how to best utilize this Uranus retrograde energy. I'm going to show you the backs of the cards. So you guys are going to see this image 3 times. Okay, you're going to see the same image. But just notice if any card makes you feel a certain type of way. And if it doesn't, then the whole reading is for you. But I'm going to read all the 3 cards. But then just let us know in the chat which cards are calling out to you a little bit more strongly. So here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. We're asking how to best utilize the energies from Uranus retrograde. Feel free to let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you today, and I'll show them again just in case. The back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let's see, we've got Jackie working with 2 and 1, and 1, Michelle 3, Allison 1 and 2, Laura 3, Ruth Ann 2, Melinda 1, Patty 1, 2, and 3, Jessie 2, Maggie 3, Elena all 3, Greg 1 big smile, 2 calm sigh, Vicky 1, Nikki 2, LaShawn 2, Darlene 3, Diane 1, Elisa 1 and 3, Christine 3, Lori 2 and 3, Rhonda 3, Melinda maybe all 3. Hi Jennifer. Ho is working with 2, Carrie 3, Rachel 1, Jackie 3 and 2. Part of the cards seem to be twinkling. Cool. Yvonne 2 and 3, Jean a little 2, more intense for 3. Melissa's working with all 3. Ree 3. Cool. How to best utilize the energy of Uranus retrograde from tonight, until January 27th next year. No real feelings, so probably all Azizi, I would say so. If you didn't feel anything on any of the cards, just take this whole reading with the same amount of oomph. Jennifer, I didn't see the cards. I'm going with all of them. Love it, Jackie. Thank you very much for your donation. All right. Card number 1, how to best utilize the energy of Uranus retrograde. Card number 11 is Roots, and the message is reconnection. When we search outside of ourselves for belonging, connection, or attachment, we can forget the vast network of power available to us right below our feet. Their power has always extended from our ancestors. This power has always extended from our ancestors to the earth. Nothing is ever lost. The wisdom pulsing right through our soles of our feet, soles of our feet. There is potent medicine for you that lives in your blood and bones, waiting to be uncovered. There are many unseen treasures ready to be unlocked as you return to the power of your familial and cultural ties. Within your lineage and bloodline, there is a profound beauty, radiance, and inherent knowledge. This is a time of discovery for you. Are there parts of your ancestry that you are ignoring because they don't feel magical or mysterious? Do you feel grief around the fact that you don't know much about your heritage? Maybe you have accepted the idea that only certain cultures carry the medicine you need. This card is here to hold a mirror up to the potential of all that lies within you. Your roots matter, and a journey of continued self-discovery awaits. So I got 2 things from this card with Uranus retrograde, especially in Taurus, because Taurus is the earth. Taurus represents nature and the physical body. So when I first started reading this card, I was feeling like, okay, maybe there's a lot of deep wisdom that we can find within ourselves by physically connecting our skin to Mother Earth. Grounding, earthing, placing your hands on a tree, putting your hands in the dirt. And then this card took it way back to your roots, to your deeper roots, to your ancestral roots. So perhaps this card, if this part's resonating with you, this card is all about embodying the ancestral line that you come from. I know myself, Azizi, I was just thinking about that. I have my mom was she's still alive. My mom's a Polish immigrant, so like half of my bloodline is directly from Poland. My dad's a mutt, other European stuff, but like I've never really dove into what Polish spirituality is, because for my upbringing, all that meant was the Catholic Church. But there has to be something deeper. Like Catholicism didn't start Poland, right? I don't know. What do you guys know? So for me, like I've been diving into different ancient techniques, like ancient, like my brain is off today. I'm trying, guys. Like Native American stuff resonates with me, even though all of my blood comes from Europe. Like ancient Chinese medicine resonates. I've looked into Egyptian stuff. I've looked into Japanese stuff with the Reiki. Celtic stuff has come up. Yeah, and it's just interesting, but like I've never really sat with what is a Native European? Do you guys know? Because I don't know. Tell me. Yeah, Jackie, Roman Catholicism was the first thing that came to mind when you said Polish, half of me. So yeah, interesting. So connect with your roots. What are you? Where did you come from? Find it within yourself during Uranus retrograde. Maybe it's time for me to explore the Catholicism that I was raised with. Like maybe there's something deeper in there that I didn't find when I was a rebellious teenager. Maybe there's something in there. Jennifer says, I find Celtic and Germanic folklore is amazing. What is Germanic folklore? You mean like Germany? Like, my brain can't even process that type of ancient. I've always, like, disregarded history also because I never believed it. I always thought it was just a made-up story. So, like, I can't conceptualize dates and, like, when things were invented and, like, when things were around. Like, to me, it just doesn't matter. So I'm trying to wrap my brain around, like, when was Germany discovered and, like, what was actually happening when Germany was discovered and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, Greg. Melinda says, same here. Native American culture I find so fascinating, but I've never looked into my own roots spiritually. What's interesting is I remember pulling this card months ago when I used to do Insight Timer upstairs in my bedroom. I remember pulling this card, and that morning, before I pulled this card, I was thinking about, like, oh, I wonder what my Polish ancestors used to do. I wonder what was there. And then this card came up. So, interesting. Laura, we all came from the same. We all come from the same at the end. Yeah, yes. I believe that some of these, what are they called? Attachments, identities that we carry through this lifetime, roles, you know, like nationalities, that kind of stuff. They're here to help us flavor our existence, to learn what we're supposed to learn. Yes, we're all the same. But in this lifetime, my body chose an Eastern European mutt growing up in Chicagoland to navigate this existence. You know, even though I might feel tied to over there and over there and over there, but this is the tools that my soul chose in this lifetime, if that makes sense. Greg, the roots of our spiritual journey and awakening. Could be. Root yourself a little bit deeper into yourself while Uranus is retrograde. Bonnie says, right before you read this card, I saw that Christine has the same birthday as my grandma. We didn't have a great relationship, and it occurred to me... Well, we're hopping around. It occurred to me I might work some stuff out with Christine. So, ancestral connection. That's cool. Jennifer, Germany, Polish, and Scandinavia. Germanic. I'll start looking into Germanic, maybe, if I have time. But thank you. Christine, this has all been swirling in my mind since I just recently visited my countries of origins. Or countries of origin. Of course that makes sense. That's very interesting. Hi, Isabella. Jackie, have you asked this of your Akashic records? Bonnie helped me find my Native American self in a past life. I have not, but I love that. Daphne, Hildegard von Bingen is a very important European healer. She knew a lot about herbs and lots of things. I need to study her more. Never heard of her, Daphne. Wendy, I'm Pennsylvania Dutch, and there is a lot of magic in this background. Even powwowing. Very cool. Greg, I'm feeling strongly pulled to return to the root of the beginning of my spiritual journey. There you go. Maybe Uranus retrograde is asking you to do it radically. And when I say radically, like, something so... you can't even picture it until it happens. Like, it's yeah. I know you know what I'm saying. Jennifer is also Pennsylvania Dutch. Christine, I felt connections to other countries and people as well. Same, because probably before we've been all of those things, you know? Jennifer's just finding out about powwow. Look at that. Look at the roots card. Look at all this conversation it sparked. Laura, I mean, that's why you like so many different things, right? Right. Dorothy's also half Polish. I feel I do need to do some study to discover what spiritual roots were in Poland before Catholicism. Yeah. Because my mom's side, that's all they do. That's all they talk about. So that's all I know. And I don't know, maybe there's something deeper in there. Look at all these Pennsylvania Dutch. Look at all this. Nikki says Germans has some links with the Aryans, Hindus in parts of India. It's pretty interesting. Also wrote music. Cool. Music is amazing. Get it on Spotify. Cool. Azizi, I'm going to look into Mexican spirituality and metaphysical studies. Is there a Mexican shamanism? Like, there has to be, right? It's like specific flavor, Mexican shaman. Wendy loves powwowing. I love it. All right. Card number 2. How to best utilize this Uranus retrograde. First, reconnect with your roots. Whatever that means to you. That can mean a whole lot of things. So Uranus wants you to radically reconnect inside with your roots. Card number 2. Wolf. We had Wolf card on Friday also. Card number 2 is card number 28, Wolf. The message from this deck is protection. Yeah, Greg, again. I'll tell you maybe after, if this card resonates with it, I'll tell you something that happened yesterday. All right, so protection. The great guardian spirit steps forward, bares its teeth, and growls. The sound reverberates through your energy field and beyond. It is a time of discernment, a time to assess the energy you are currently willing to let in. Are there relationships in your life right now that are not healthy for you? Are you struggling with boundaries, people-pleasing, or low vibrational thoughts and actions that you want to shift and change? Sometimes we need a thorough assessment of who and what we are letting into our sacred space, and Wolf is here as an ally and helper. Wolf is fierce, holding a determined and structured sacred space for you to step into as you shake off all you have absorbed and allowed into your field. There is amplified protection in this space, and the star nations move down to greet you. This illuminates Wolf's energy and assists you in bringing forward the highest form of protection for you and your loved ones. There is nothing to fear, for Wolf comes to clean up anything that has been tangled up. Your energy space is clear, refined, and impeccable with this animal's assistance. You are now safeguarded from attack or projection. Feel into the frequency this animal has now gifted to you, for there are now more precious bonds to where your energy comes and goes. To me, this wolf is acting as Uranus as it goes inwards, and the wolf is here to determine what you're willing to hang on to inside. You don't have to hang on to everyone's stuff. You don't have to hang on to what other people project onto you. And I feel like this wolf spirit is here during Uranus retrograde to help you figure out what is serving you that you're holding inside and what it's ready to just completely get rid of. 100%. How to best utilize Uranus retrograde? Maybe wolf energy just really wants to work with you, especially during Uranus retrograde. Wolf came up when we were talking about Mars in Libra. I'm trying to remember what it was talking. I remember it was talking about, reading body language as far as your role in your society. Getting people's energy by just watching their body and not necessarily their words. I was trying to see if they relate. It's just not coming to me right now. But Uranus retrograde, Wolf wants to protect you while you play around inside, right? While you get to know and you pick up things that may have been covering some shadows. Wolf is here it's okay. Do that. I'll help you growl and snarl at what is not meant to be in. Yeah, I felt really, yes, I'm wearing a wolf sweatshirt right now. Wolf is my animal, 100 through and through, 1,000,000%. Long story short, I have a dog. I have 3 dogs, but the youngest is a husky mix. He's a bunch of stuff. He's 100 pounds. He's 4, so he's still kind of a puppy. He just looks like a wolf. Piston. His name's Piston. He's tried to be here, but he gets really jealous when I'm on the computer. He and I are soul friends. We just get each other. And it's always been that way. and he is very aggressive to people coming in the house. Like when I'm walking him, I can't have people come up and pet him because he just like freaks out and tries to bite them and stuff. But then once you get to know him, he's the sweetest thing. And it's been a whole thing for me because like people come to the house, and if they can get past the 32 seconds of Piston trying to scare them, he's the best. But then people get really scared of him and just don't want to be around, and it's a whole thing. But yesterday, so we also have a dog trainer that comes to our house, which I just feel like so bougie fancy saying that, but it's really not like a fancy thing. We met her at Petco, but she comes to the house, and we've been working on training Piston to be my shadow dog, to be an emotional healing dog. And we brought him down to Reiki room yesterday, and me and my trainer, she was sitting on the couch, I was sitting here, and Piston was just laying here, and she approached me to look at something on my computer, and Piston freaked out because she was coming close to me. He freaked out, but she's a dog trainer, so she just sat down and like started petting him, and I thought that she was calming him down, but then she started explaining what was happening. So this wolf dog, this is where it comes full circle, because he looks like a wolf. He looks like a straight up white wolf. His role is to protect me from people's negative energies, people's negative stuff, that this wolf protection, and this is for you too, like this wolf is trying to work with you too, that's why I'm telling you the story. He wants to protect my energy from other people bringing their stuff onto me. So what happened was she was petting him for like 10 minutes, and he, as little beautiful angel animals do, he was taking in all of her stuff because he can process it faster than she can. So he was gladly and humbly accepting her negative whatever was around her, her negative attachments. And then after we were done, I let him outside and he played hard. That's how he got rid of it for her. And then he moved on. It was a volunteer, like he volunteered. He got up in her face, he growled, he gave a little warning bark, and that was him saying, like, I don't like what you have near my mom. Let me take it from you so that I can get rid of it, because I don't want you to have it either. So I feel like that's what this wolf card is saying for all of you. There's a wolf spirit that wants to protect you as you Uranus retrograde. Radically look inward to find the revolution within. Call on this wolf spirit to take whatever has been hanging out within you and let it go play outside to release the energy. Animals are so good at release, not all animals. Lots of animals are really good at releasing energy. There are animals who have been through trauma who don't sign up to take on more trauma, but some animals are happy to help you release things. I hope that helped. I was just really excited to tell that story. Bonnie loves it. Gene, he's like a canine black tourmaline. Yeah, interesting. Suzanne loves wolves. My dog is also wolf-like. Did lots of training with him too. He's also my protector, very smart, very sensitive. He's a sweetheart when you get to know him, but his circle of trust is small. Yeah. Yeah, animal energy is not bad or scary. We just don't understand them because we have egos and they don't. They're very easy to read. You just have to stop trying so hard, in my opinion. Sharon loves it. Releasing by playing outside. Yeah, movement. Animals release through movement. So here's a quick little tidbit. If you have a nervous dog or like an anxious dog or like a reactive dog, walk it as often as you can. Play with it. Stimulate it. Do training with it. Stimulate their mind. They just need to like release. Interesting. Dorothy, my dog is called Tala. She is my protector. When I look up her name, it means wolf in Native American. I love that, Dorothy. Love it, love it. Christine, I release through movement too. Yeah. For animals, it's like tenfold. Hello, Tatiana. All right, so how to best utilize Uranus retrograde? Maybe find the wolf within. Let's see what the last card says. and then we'll pull from one more deck to pull it all together. How to best utilize Uranus retrograde from now until January 2024. Card number 16, Jingle Dress, and the message is miracles. During the 1918 flu pandemic, a little girl had fallen deathly ill and was unable to recover. Her father had a vision of dancers wearing a dress with 4 rows of jingling metal bells, and when the sick child saw the dance, she joined in, and the medicine poured through the movement of her feet, curing her. This medicine comes forward to teach you to believe in the possibility of healing and the existence of miracles. What miracles do you want to call in at this time? The energy around you now is open to bright, brilliant possibilities. If you could wave a magic wand, what would you wish for? Your healer guides, ancestors, and animal spirits are gathering around you to deliver the answers to your prayers. Everything is possible. Just as the little girl was cured by the medicine of the jingle dress, you too hold the capacity for something equally as powerful coming to you now. Where in your life do you need miracles to touch you? Where have you felt stuck or hopeless? There is an opportunity for your situation to shift in a different, beneficial direction. Stay open to circumstances changing, for miraculous happenings are here. This is wonderful. This is so Uranus energy. Uranus is radical, unexpected, left field, right? Put yourself in this little girl's shoes. She's dying. She's dying. She's a young girl. She's dying. Do you think she was having the cognitive thought like, oh, if I put bells on a dress and then I dance, I'm going to heal? No. Why would that come into her awareness? It was by sitting back and allowing the universe to bring something to her. Her dad had the vision. Her dad probably didn't know, like, oh, this is going to cure my daughter. But the dad said, this is what I'm seeing. Let's try it. And she said, okay, let's try it. And then, boom, cured, right? That's how Uranus works. Uranus might bring you something that is easy to say, like, no, that can't be. Like, that's not the answer. But you gotta try it, because just as I was talking about earlier, Uranus is that planet that brings you something that the first few steps seem like your world is ending. Because in a certain way it is, you know? The illness being upon this young girl. It seems like your world is ending. Or even Uranus is the jingle dress coming around. Something that just doesn't seem like it's gonna be the answer. But it has to shift you to a new course to then find the answer. So how to best utilize Uranus retrograde? Embrace the random stuff that comes up. Embrace the things that you would discount and play with it. Look for the joy in everything. Look for the gratitude in everything. As I was getting ready for this reading today, I was trying to think about something, like anything that's happened in my life that I could use to represent Uranus retrograde. And it's not Uranus retrograde, but this is just Uranus energy. So I'm going to tell a story, and it's meant to be applied to an inner transformation that can happen. So the only thing, and I've never really like looked at the chart for this, but I was like, you know, like my dad died in 2015 and it was out of the blue. It was random, it was unexpected, it was shocking. And I never really like looked at the chart for that. Well, I looked at the chart, but I never like put it. So today I was like, I wonder what Uranus was doing that day. This is crazy, guys. So in my natal chart, I have a grand cross. So that means mine's cardinal. So in the cardinal signs, I have 4 planets that are constantly squaring each other from all sides. The day that my dad died, Uranus was sitting directly on one of those planets. So Uranus was opposing a planet in my chart and squaring planets in my chart. That's a Uranus event for you, right? You lost your dad. What, in that moment, it wasn't fun. It didn't feel good. You know, I wasn't like, oh, thanks, Uranus. Cool, can't wait to see what this brings. I also wasn't aware of astrology back then, but it was that was the catalyst for so much of my healing, so much of my mindset shift, so much of just approaching life in a different way. And I'm not like sick. I'm not going to say like, oh, thank you for like letting me lose my dad. Because obviously like no one wants that. But looking back and reflecting on that, I get it. I get it. Like, thank you for allowing me to heal through that and to find what I found through healing from that event. And I'm not saying that like someone's going to die because of Uranus, but that's the type of energy that Uranus holds. Something radical happens. My family dynamic shifted. My life shifted. A whole bunch, you know, I don't want to like list it all right now, but a big thing shifted. But it's all for the highest good. It's all for the better. Yeah. So Uranus retrograde, you might find something inside that you're like, man, I don't want that to be there. I don't want to look at that. And that's, yeah. Embrace the magic. I love that, Patsy. As you asked us to pick a card, a dog with jingling tags walked by me and I selected card 3. I love that. Oh, and didn't you say that you had a sigh of relief with card number 2? I wonder if that's like the wolf spirit coming to calm you down, say like, I got you. I got you. Yeah. There are no coincidences. Jacqui's wearing a shirt that says, nothing is random. I love it. Embrace the random and be grateful in the moment for an alter ego type costume with a punk rock wig. What? I love it. Suzanne, Uranus is retrograde in my 12th house and is now exactly opposite my natal Neptune. Feeling dreamy and strange, wild dreams, trying to figure out how to use this energy. Maybe you're not meant to figure it out. Maybe you're meant to just go with it and let the universe figure it out for you. Thanks, Nikki. We'll see you soon. I'm going to pull one more card from one more deck. Let me read this. Michelle says, sorry for your loss, Jacqui. Also lost my dad in 2015, and I am also a cardinal sign. I chose card 3 today. Fully resonated again. Always such a deep pull with you, and your gifts are always so bang on with me. Love your energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, Michelle. So I laughed at this card because it was saying your healer guides, ancestors, and animal spirits are gathering around you. So we already talked about ancestors, right? This roots card number 1, just talked about ancestors. We talked about talked about animal guides with the wolf card, and of course I picked the healing spirits oracle deck for our second deck. Your healer guides, they're already here, and that card knew it. So that's magic. Everything's magic. This whole life. Sometimes, like, when I'm doing this, my ego comes in and it's like, you have to tell them that you didn't pre-plan this. But, like, I know that you know. I know you guys can feel the authenticity. Sometimes I just can't get over this. And it's great. Thank you, Rhonda and Patsy, for your donations. I very much appreciate it. I tried to make this a short thing, but apparently when you do something that you love, you forget that you're sick. We're gonna ask, ooh, wow, I love myself and I love the download that I received to do this. So we first asked how to best utilize Uranus retrograde energy. Connect with your roots. Call in wolf spirit to protect you, maybe as you journey within, and then be prepared to play with radical things. Then I asked, what is asking to be found within? with the healing spirits. So we're going to ask, what is asking to be found within? Like, what's the end goal of this Uranus retrograde? What is within us that's asking to be found through this radical approach? Thank you, Jen and Jackie. I appreciate your donations. If you guys have been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. I saw some come through earlier and I was on a roll, so I didn't personally thank you, but I do always go through afterwards and I send little messages. So I hope they come through for you guys, because I do want to acknowledge every single one that comes in. They're very much appreciated. You can also follow me on Insight Timer if you haven't done so. You can click on my face on the bottom right-hand corner to find my link tree where all my other links are. So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I offer a whole bunch of services on a donation basis. My YouTube is there where I post all of these replays. My Facebook and my TikTok are there. Oh, goodness. What is asking to be found within? And yeah, like the energy exchange, the typing in the comments, that kind of stuff, like I really appreciate that. It keeps the vibe going while I might be just channeling a whole message or whatever. These cards are all over the place today. These cards are very Uranus today. Suzanne and Ruth Ann and Jennifer, thank you guys so much. Here we go. Darlene, that was so fabulous. Thanks, but wait, there's more. Jennifer, one of my ancestors I've been working with, his name is Raul, which means wolf, so my ancestor is protecting me. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Okay, so during this time of Uranus retrograde, what is being asked? What is asking to be found within? What is asking to be found within? A spiritual hug. Too much of one thing and not enough of another. People pulling at you and constantly wanting something from you. This type of experience will leave you feeling depleted and in need of balance. This is the time to sit in quiet meditation and ask your spirit guide if you may have a spiritual hug. Just one spiritual hug will recharge your battery and fill you with renewed strength to take back into your life. Your guide is there for you, even when you feel that others are not. Remember, they aren't only there to push you forward, but also to hold you when you need it. I love this too, Jennifer. This is very Uranus. It's very Uranus. Who would have thought? What does that mean for you guys? Like, how does that feel to you? To me, this feels like going within, connecting with my soul, my highest self, whatever it feels like for you guys, and just feeling this feels like gratitude. This feels like a very similar feeling to gratitude. When you feel complete awe for what you have available to you and you feel that warmth around the midsection of your body, I don't know, that's what it feels like for me. What does it feel like for you? And how Uranus that it's not like, you don't need a new life. You don't need a new awakening. You don't need a purpose to show up and a new path. Sometimes you just need a hug, and that makes a lot of things better. Rachel, that one resonated so hard with me. Thank you, Patty. Michelle loves it. Suzanne, I got here just in time for the wolf card. My wolfy dog now lying on my feet. Thank you for this reading today. You're welcome. Greg loves it. Morgan, that hit me hard in my emotions. Had tears come up. Release. Let it go. Jingle away. Jingle away anything that's been stuck within you. Send it back down to your roots. Allow Mother Earth to take care of it for you. And then ask your wolf to growl away anything that might be coming in that is not in alignment with your highest good. Like, get rid of it, let it all go, and then trust that this wolf is going to be there to scare away anything that doesn't serve you. Just like Piston tried to scare away his trainer because she was carrying some type of energy that he knew was not what I needed. Jennifer, I've experienced this before when I was down, and it was so wonderful. You can experience it when you're up, too. You don't need to only be at the mercy of the universe to receive love from the universe. It's there 100% of the time. Feels like loving allowance. Deep contentment. Ooh, I like that, Greg. Michelle, yes, it feels so supportive and understanding. Very beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Darlene. Fabiana, curious, yesterday night before sleep, I had this feeling to hug me so tight and say, I'm doing so well, everything is fine, trust. I love that. I love that. It just happened yesterday. I just got a feel that maybe your ancestors want to give you that spiritual hug. If that resonates with you, maybe go back. Go meditate with your ancestors and visualize them hugging you and thanking you for all the work that you're doing in now. Anna says, I've been trying to let go of stuff that doesn't serve me, and that's weighing me down, but I have difficulty knowing what it is sometimes. Any advice for the letting go process? So something that's been coming up lately, which might help, is instead of, and this is for everyone, instead of seeing a part of yourself and saying, I don't like this, I don't want this, this has to go for me to get this, right? It's natural. It's, you have to let go of pain in order to get pleasure, vice versa. But do you? What my advice is to look at whatever you're trying to get rid of and let go of the fact that this is bad. Let go of the fact that this has to go. Let go of the fact that this is holding you back. Because whatever's holding you back is always just here. This is what holds you back. This is here to teach you something. And if you haven't learned the lesson from this yet, it's going to stick around until you learn the lesson. So instead of saying did you give me an example? I have difficulty knowing what it is. Sit with your uncomfortable feeling. This was huge. I did this last week, and it helped a lot. I had a feeling of worry. I'll just put it simply. And instead of pushing it away and saying, I have to get rid of the worry, I have to let it go so that I feel confident. This is transmutation, guys. You sit with the uncomfortable feeling, quiet, right? I just had music on and I was just sitting here. And I'll recommend, I have a grounding practice that I do. I have a technique that I do just to get myself ready to go. If you just sit and wait, you can have that monkey mind of just what's going to happen? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? Find something. Even if it's a 5-minute guided meditation, find something to help you get silent. Get to your silent place. And if you're still learning how to do that, then that's your objective. Focus on how do I get silent and watch yourself. Can I be silent for 15 seconds? Yay! What about 30 seconds? All right. What about a minute? Ooh, I need to back up. Let's do 45 seconds. It's not about finishing the race today. It's about making the steps in order to get to. It's not even about getting to the end result because there's always something else that you're going to find along the way. So Find a way that you can get silent. That's step one. Then get silent with that uncomfortable feeling, and then just sit. Let the feeling be felt. It's usually not that bad. When you stop resisting the feeling usually isn't that big. It's the resistance that makes it, in my experience. So feel the feeling. Okay, I'm worried. What am I worried about? Well, this. Okay. That was pretty much what happened. And then I was just sitting there, and then what came up was, there's a book you're supposed to read, because it's been sitting open on one of my tabs for a long time. And I just knew, I was just like, okay, maybe that's the answer to my question. And for the time being, it was. I had time, and I read the book, and I got answers in that book that I needed. So instead of trying to push away what you are meant to be letting go of, which, sure, maybe you are meant to be letting go of it, but you have to do the process of letting go. You have to look at what it's trying to teach you, because everything happens for you. Nothing's happening to you. I can ramble for another 10 minutes, but I'm going to cut myself off. Jacqui says, I just heard from my deceased grandma and aunt yesterday. Never had previously. Love the connection with the spiritual hug. There's your roots, your ancestors. Fabiana says, I'll do it today. Lovely. Let us know how it goes. Melinda, thank you. Christine, where your attention goes, energy flows. Not focusing on what's wrong, but moving towards what's right. What is right and wrong, Christine? But I live by that. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So if your attention is like, I gotta get rid of this, I don't like this, I don't like this, it's gonna get bigger. If you just put your attention on, okay, what are you? My experience is that it's usually not that bad. It's the resistance that makes it bad. Thank you, Anna. Anna, I'm sorry. I don't know how you say it. Okay, Christine, I love it. Greg says, loving allowance is being present with whatever is, without judgment or creating stories about it. Acceptance is the start of letting go. 1000%. And the, what's it called? The concept is clear. I hope that my explanation of the specific, concrete, step-by-step, this is how you sit with your emotion, I hope that helped. Because I know I needed that for a while. And it wasn't until I did it that I was like, oh, that's what it means to sit with an emotion. Michelle, something I do that is helpful to become silent. For me, it's physical pain as an example. Hi, pain, I see you. I feel you. How can I help you today? I love that, Michelle. Yeah, just talk to it like it's a sentient being, because it is. It's an energy. It is. Not with anger. You don't have to look at it with anger, like, ugh, why are you here again? What do you need? What can I do? Well, how can I help you? I love that, Michelle. That's really funny, Sharon. When you started today, you sounded sick, but now you seem fine. Reading Oracle to us has healed you? I mean, I still don't feel great. I'm about to get off. I came on here saying, like, oh, we're not going to do the full hour, and we're at the full hour, so I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to do this work. Thank you for being here with us today. I'll be back September 11th to review all this retrograde stuff, because I don't feel like I gave Uranus retrograde enough energy, but that'll be September 11th. I'm also back here on Wednesday, the 30th, for the full moon. So we'll talk about full moon stuff Wednesday morning. Fabiana, meditation before sessions, 10-minute pause. I heard wolf in my mind. Unfortunately, I lost most of the session, but we'll watch the replay and check the message. That's great. It'll all make sense. Here's the wolf. Here's the wolf. You can't see it, I don't think, but there's a really tiny wood wolf right there. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for bringing your healing energy to today's session. Sending love to all. Namaste. Allow yourself to go within and find some radical change.